call the December 19th, wow, council meeting to order. Will everyone please stand and salute the flag, remain standing for a moment of silence. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please take your seat. Ms. Lawful, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Bahal?
Here.
Councilman McAvoy?
Here.
Councilwoman Sullivan?
Here.
Councilwoman Zimbicki?
Here.
And Council President Wendell?
Here.
Also present, Mayor Brad Cohen?
Here.
Administrator Joseph Criscuolo?
Here.
And Township Attorney Michael Baker.
Here.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, by specifying the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda, by posting a copy on the bulletin board located in the main lobby of the East Brunswick Municipal Building, providing a copy to the Home News Tribune and Sentinel newspapers, posting a copy on the Township's website, and by filing a copy in the office of the Township Clerk, which will be entered into the minutes.
Thank you so much. We're going to go to Resolution 17573, resolution adopting the meeting minutes of the December 12th, 2022 meeting. Can I get a motion approved?
So moved.
Thank you. Can we get a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion on these meeting minutes? Seeing none, Ms. Lawful, please call the roll.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman McAvoy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbicki?
Yes.
And Council President Wendell?
Yes. I'm going to go a little bit out of order right now. I'm going to want to do Resolution 17574, a resolution honoring and accepting the retirement of Dave Ambrosi from the EBTV station manager for the Township of East Brunswick. Councilman McAvoy is going to present the resolution and read it. Mr. Ambrosi, come on up. Listen, Dave, I told our esteemed Director of Law here that I was honored to be the one signing this resolution along with the mayor for you, so.
Thanks.
But we want to read it all into the record.
A long way, right?
It's a long time.
We want to read it into the record for you and, you know.
Make it official.
So, I don't know, you want to bring your wife up and your family to be with you?
Council President, we also got something from the state as well, so if you could yield to let Mr. Zuckerman bring that up as
Mr.
well.
Zuckerman will bring that up as well, yes.
No. That'd be great. Thank you.
Got it. Resolution honoring and accepting the retirement of David Ambrosi, the East Brunswick TV station manager for the Township of East Brunswick. Whereas David Ambrosi has submitted written notification to the Township of East Brunswick that he will retire from the Township's TV studio, EBTV, effective January 1, 2023. And whereas in December of 1980, David Ambrosi began his employment with the Township of East Brunswick Library Maintenance Department. However, during his employment, he developed a sense of curiosity about the Township Television Production Studio, for which he later applied and assumed the position of production assistant. As a production assistant, Dave learned the utilization of cameras, programming, and editing skills, which can be seen on programs such as This Week in East Brunswick, For Art's Sake, and Spotlight on Education, and a few others. And whereas his work has received recognition and awards for programming excellence from the National Hometown Video Festival, Jersey Access Group Video Awards, and New Jersey's Cable Awards. And whereas Dave has worked as a video production and supervisor for the East Brunswick TV station since 2013, when he was promoted to manager of the studio, a position from which he will retire effective January 1. Whereas Dave comes from a family that has a proud history of contributing to the Township of East Brunswick. His mother, Barbara, invested 37 years working at the East Brunswick Public Library. His wife, Kathleen, invested 43 years in teaching at the East Brunswick Public Schools, and his daughter, Megan, has worked for 6 years in the Camp Daisy program. With 42 years of service to the Township of East Brunswick, Dave's family has invested cumulatively 128 years of service to the Township.
Wow.
Wow.
Whereas throughout Dave's 42-year career to the Township, he demonstrated exemplary characteristics to the Township, of which East Brunswick, through his work ethic, dedication, leadership, team spirit, and enthusiasm for his duties. Be it therefore resolved by the Township Council, Township of East Brunswick, that David Ambrosie's retirement hereby accepted with an effective date of January 1, 2023, and be it further resolved from the Mayor and Township Council of the Township of East Brunswick do hereby extend our sincere gratitude, appreciation to Dave for his 42 years of dedicated and outstanding service to the Township of East Brunswick, and congratulate him on a well-earned retirement and wish him much happiness and good health in the years to come. Signed, Council President Jim Wendell and Council and Township Mayor Dr. Brad Cohn.
You don't even look 127.
I won't reiterate all of what was written here and probably similar to what's been in there, but I know on behalf of Shirley Stanley, from when his time on council, as assembly, even just my own experience with you, you do a phenomenal job time and time again, and an honor to give this to you. Senator Pat Dygman, Assemblyman Shirley Stanley, and Assemblyman Kara Benchik. So
Thanks.
enjoy.
Thanks. Yeah, just a couple of things.
Just a half hour,
And
40 minutes.
No.
Listen, it's not the first time you've been up at this day speaking on a budget or something else, so.
It is probably the first
It'll probably be
time.
the last time.
And that's why I write it down, because unlike Mayor Cohen, I can't just sit up here.
I know.
I tell him that every time he
Before you go,
takes
I find it comical that, I guess this is your daughter's phone that is recording this?
Oh.
And you will probably get a downloaded version of this tomorrow and have the whole thing.
I tried to tell him I work for a TV station. You're going to be cameras. You don't have to do that. But you got your special view. But everybody, Mayor Cohen, Mr. Criscuolo, and of course members of the council, and Mike Baker, we go back a long way too. I think maybe under that mayor over there, Mayor Fox.
Looked like yours back
But thanks for the recognition, and it's really been a dream job of mine ever since I worked for the maintenance department, and I kind of went into that back door that leads you into the studio, and I saw all the lights and the cameras going, and I was just hooked right then. So just a big thanks to my first boss, Kevin O'Rourke, who gave me the position. He was the first station manager. And just some other people that I worked with who taught me a lot, Peter Canamessa and Chuck Marsh and Cindy O'Connor and Sandy Nelson. We all worked real hard trying to figure out local TV and how things worked and how to plug things together. And I got to say, we watched a lot of This Old House and Julia Child and figured out camera angles and tried to make the best local TV we could. Just want to thank my staff that I work with now, Carol, Paul, who's one of the guys behind the booth over there, Diane, Doug, and my man Connor. They always go above and beyond for the station, and I couldn't be happier working with them. And I couldn't leave the studio without knowing that it's going to go in great hands, and everybody knows Anthony and what a great job he does, and I'm proud that he's going to be taking over. So That's all, just thanks. I'm a little nervous, and want everybody to have a happy holiday and a good new year. And I'll see you around. I won't be a stranger.
Well, I hope with, the plans that the mayor has with expanding the services and maybe moving over to the Community Arts Center, that you will still be an asset that this team can rely on.
Definitely.
I know you will. And I just want to say, for the 12 years I've been sitting up here, you have been a tremendous friend and an asset to the program. You've become a great leader for that station there, and you've done fantastic things in all the years you've been here. So thank you
Thanks, Jim.
for all the time you've put in.
Appreciate it.
Yes, plenty of awards.
You won a lot of awards, too.
Well, that was for the township. We just
Right, but-
run the cameras and produce what you guys come up with.
Councilman.
Yes, go right ahead.
Dave, I've worked with you on football, boys soccer, girls soccer, field hockey, boys basketball, girls basketball, boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse games on TV spanning the years. Been in the studio for interviews as a Board of Education candidate, town council candidate, town council debate, and review of my term as mayor of East Brunswick. And I've been in your professional company, often spanning those 42 years here in EB. So, where do I begin telling anecdotal stories spanning those years? I don't want us to have to leave here at midnight. So, Dave, it's been a pleasure
Mine too.
working with you. I want to wish you good health and happiness in the next phase of your life. And thank you for your commitment to the residents of East Brunswick, bringing East Brunswick into our homes without ever having to leave the home. Best wishes to you and your family, Dave.
Thanks. Thanks very much.
Mr. Mayor.
Well, I almost don't know really where to begin. There are a handful of people in the township that have put in the number of years, decades, actually, that you've put into the township. So you're joining a very, very small group of very special people who have committed a lifetime to the township, and that does not go unnoticed. But even among them, you kind of stand out as a star because you've allowed, and through your work, have been able to make East Brunswick a spotlight for people that live here and people that don't live here as a way of marketing this township. And it's, again, that doesn't go unnoticed. But I think what you said earlier in terms of wanting to show up here every day, and when you do that and you love the job the way that you do, and it was clear and obvious that you did, it's not really work. And there's also a handful of people who can go through life that many years saying that their job wasn't really work. It was pure enjoyment, and we were the beneficiaries of that. So I thank you for all your years of service and your family, because it's clearly that's in your DNA. And on behalf of the mayor, and I'm sure the council as well, we wish you a really enjoyable, fruitful, and exciting retirement. But like I certainly said, I don't think you're going to be a stranger, so we appreciate that.
I told Anthony I'm going to always be looking, and I'll text him like, a little more audio on this guy.
Jim, do you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, go right
I
ahead.
mean, one thing that we really stands out in my mind, both for Dave and Anthony, we got this little thing called COVID-19, and we still proceeded with council meetings. We still proceeded with zoning board meetings. We still proceeded with planning board meetings. And Dave and Anthony made it look easy. And as a member of this committee here, being here, and doing it from home, and being on the planning board and doing those meetings as well, you guys made us look good. And it was a difficult time, and I've seen the product of other communities with planning boards. Some of them are still doing the planning boards online and so on. You guys really rose to the challenge, as did all of our employees in the township. So I'd like to personally thank you. You made my job easier during that time period, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So just thank you, Dave. Have a happy, healthy retirement.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? No?
Tomorrow,
Dave?
you could put the camera down.
I think Anthony's
Good luck,
got you
Dave.
covered.
I think he does too.
Just in case you need it for tonight.
Good
All
luck.
right, Anthony, I hope you got a good side, okay? All right, thanks, everybody.
Good luck. Thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
I'm sure your hand is tired. Thank you.
You guys don't have to stay. If you want to leave, feel free.
He's got nowhere to go. He's retired.
Not yet.
Take care. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just for budget sessions sometimes. Oh, no. Take care.
Take care.
Yep.
Good
All right, back to business here. We're going to move on to our reports section. Mr. Mayor, do you have any report?
Thank you, Council President. First, I just want to start out by thanking everybody that was involved in the holiday lights ceremony. I understand it was extraordinarily well attended and a lot of exciting activity, including the appearance, as always, of Santa at the end, aided by our fire department, who spent the last couple of weeks, I believe, driving around the entire district, making sure that all the kids in town, and probably just as many parents, got the opportunity to meet the man from the North Pole. Also wanted to take this opportunity, I know this is Councilwoman Sharon Sullivan's last meeting. I want to thank her for her service here on the Township Council. I know that that's going to be recognized at the beginning meeting in January, but I didn't want this to go by being unnoticed. Anybody that has been involved in township government recognizes that it's not just the meetings that where you sit up here and discuss a council meeting, but it's all the work that goes on behind the scenes that gets us to this point, not unlike the library board, the Board of Education. And I think residents sometimes don't get a real feeling for the commitment it takes on the part of those of us that are here doing this job that the electorate has put us here to do. And I want to thank Sharon for doing such a great job in her 4 years and wish her the best. Thankfully, I'm going to keep it short and wish everybody a happy and healthy holiday.
Mr. Administrator?
Yeah, just once again, Sharon, it's been a pleasure. A lot of times, great questions that you came in with. You'll be missed, and Coco is still the township puppy that we like to see every
Good.
once in a while. And just, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
Mr. Baker?
No report.
Oh, nice. Any council, committee, or board reports?
It's not really a committee report, but I'm talking about the Mayor Cohn's Charity Fund right now. Over the weekend, well, actually from Friday and Saturday, we got 2 requests. And these requests were not looking for Christmas gifts. They weren't looking for anything. They were looking for a place to live. They were homeless. We do have people in town that, for whatever reason, don't have places to live, and we are supporting that. And as we're getting down in December and we're looking for places to donate, we could donate to the Mayor Cohn's Charity Fund, and you could send the money to the check to P.O. Box 234, East Brunswick, New Jersey, 08816, or you can pay on PayPal. And also, if you are in need, you could go on to the mayorcohnscharityfund.com, and you could either press on the community or for individual. And I think it's really important that you know that this money and these grants stay in town. We only give to the East Brunswick residents, and hopefully we all support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other council? Yes, Councilman
Very
Zibicki.
quick. Yeah, thank you. Just a huge thank you to the Arts Commission, who is running right now the gingerbread voting for the gingerbread houses. The last day to vote is December 22nd. There are 36 houses that were entered into the competition, so we definitely want to appreciate the Parks and Recreation and the Arts Commission for putting that together. And on a personal note, I just want to wish Sharon the absolute best. Sharon has been an amazing mentor when I started here in February, and just knowing she always, answered the phone calls and was always somebody that would provide great perspective to me, and I want to thank you very much. You truly are a piece of the puzzle of our community that will be missed. If you know, well, everybody knows, right? Sharon literally touched every angle of our community. She was out at every single event, everything that was going on. And I just want to thank you for everything and wish you all the best, and know that you'll be close by doing many things for our community.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I would
Yes.
also like to, echo what Councilwoman Zibicki said. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you very much for your services, and you've always been a very good friend. So, thank you.
I'm going to thank you later.
I'm going to thank everyone else later, too.
There you go. Any other reports? No? I'm going to open the meeting to the public. Ms. Lawful, will you please make the public comment statement?
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the East Brunswick Rules of Council, the council asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. The public may use this opportunity to question any item listed on the consent agenda and request that such item be removed from the consent agenda to be discussed and voted on separately. Only one member of the public should approach to speak to council at a time. The council will respect the public's time by refraining from any comment until the speaker has finished with their allotted time. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. At the conclusion of the statements or questions from a member of the public, the council president, at his discretion, may choose to respond or not respond, or to ask the administration to respond. If the questions require more detailed responses, the council president or administration may ask the member of the public to make an appointment with the appropriate township official during regular business hours. The township clerk will regulate the time during the comment portion of our meeting.
Thank you. Anyone from the public wishing to speak? Anyone? Seeing none, I'll close the public portion. We'll move on to our resolutions. I actually realized that we presented the resolution to Mr. Ambrosi without voting on it. So I would ask all of you to allow us to vote on this. It's Resolution 17574, resolution honoring and accepting the retirement of David Ambrosi, EBTV station manager for the Township of East Brunswick. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sullivan. Can we get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Bahal. Any discussion? I think we said enough. He was a great asset to the town, and we're going to be missing him, but, I am sure he will still be around. Please call the roll.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman McAvoy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zibicki?
Yes.
And Council President Wendell?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we move on to Resolution 17575, resolution authorizing a budget transfer in accordance with NJSA 40A:4-58. Can we get a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilwoman Zibicki. Can we get a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bahal. Any discussion? Mr. Criscuolo, just so everyone knows, this is something we do at the end of every year.
Yeah, we've been doing these, we always do these in the fourth quarter of the year to true up our accounts. The budget is the projection of what our expenses are going to be for the year. We're still within the budget. We're just transferring from one account to another account, which is required by the law for us to do these transfers
Pass the
so we can pay our
resolution to do
bills.
this, yeah.
Okay?
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second, right? Any discussion from council? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman McAvoy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President Wendell?
Yes.
Thank you.
Our last resolution requiring a separate vote is Resolution 17576. It's a special emergency resolution to increase the water utility other expenses by $650,000 relating to cost of water consumed pursuant to NJSA 40A:4-48. Mr. Criscuolo, can you give us some color on this?
Sure. The water utility budget for 2022, we anticipated a rate increase of approximately 15% for water because we knew that the Middlesex Water was going to the BPO for a rate increase. The actual increase was much higher than that. It would cost, the increase was about 36%. So there was no way to anticipate that earlier on because the rate increase didn't come until, I think, the June or July timeframe. Then we got hit with a increase of water usage from July through October was actually 63% higher than the previous years. If you recall, July, August, and September were extremely hot months, which then increases water usage. So at the beginning of the year, when we do our budget, we allocated a certain amount of money for water. We were hit with two particular items, was the rate increase, and then the average use of water just was increased due to the nature of the weather for the season. And that explains why this needs to be
Well, the rate
completed.
increase, and then the increase in usage increased our over, I mean,
That
we
is
only
correct.
had the rate increase, but we had the increased usage, which also had a rate increase on it.
Increased usage on the increase.
Right,
Yes.
so, thank you. Any questions before we vote? Oh, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Bahal. Can we get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sullivan. Any discussion on this at all? Seeing none, Ms. Loeffel, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilman McAvoy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President Wendell?
Yes.
Thank you.
As we move on to our consent agenda, we're going to remove item 17584. And so I've been looking for, does anyone else want anything removed? Yeah.
Yeah, Council President?
Yeah.
1758-4. Or is
That-
or is that
that's
the one?
the one we're
That's the
removing.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just pulling from the agenda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's full of. Thank you.
All right. So can I get a motion for 17577 through 17583 and 17585?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sullivan. Can we get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Bahal. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Hall? Councilman McAvoy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
And Council President Wendell?
Yes.
Thank you.
We have no resolutions, or no ordinances for introduction tonight, so we're going to move on to the good of the cause. And I'm going to start out by saying, Sharon, I met you about 5 or 6 years ago when I came and changed parties. And you were a,
Actually, I met you before that. You were standing in line when you won with the other team. We're both waiting at Central School.
I don't think I ever met you when your kids were playing St. Bart's Buffaloes.
No.
But anyway, you've become a close friend. You've become a confidant. You've become someone I go to for sometimes a sounding board. And because you see things differently, and I always respect people that see things differently than me because it gives me perspective. And I usually react too quickly, and I usually don't quite have the perspective that I need, and that's why I look to people like yourself, the mayor, David Lonsky, to keep me on track at times. So when we ran 4 years ago together, you were a tremendous running mate. You were probably one of the hardest working people on our team, and not to say anything, Councilman McAvoy, you were a hardworking individual as well. But I just want to thank you for all the time and effort you've put into this town, and the fact that you can go to every ribbon cutting and represent us and be there for every event that happens in town to represent us. It is truly an asset for us up here on the dais that have other schedules, as well as the town. You are an amazing asset, and I hope to, I intend to continue looking for your advice and seeking your advice when times are needed for that. So thank you for everything
Thank you.
that you have done.
Can I respond? I was going to say something.
Well, it's good of the cause. You can say whatever you want.
I prepared a little something in case as we come to an end of the Township Council meeting, so does my term as councilwoman. It was a hard choice not to run again, but it was my choice. First, I would like to thank the residents for entrusting me as your voice for the last 4 years. Everything I did or voted on, I believe it was for the best of the East Brunswick community, both the residents and businesses. At this time, I would like to thank my fellow council people for everything they, and I should say we did, for the last 4 years as a team. Mayor Cohen, for your continued support. The East Brunswick Township employees who were always there to help me when I needed it, and especially our business administrator, Joe Criscolo, who answered my calls, emails, or texts anytime, and I think I woke him up a few times. I reached out to him. Also, I would like to thank East Brunswick Democrats, especially David Lonsky, for believing in me when I decided to throw my hat in. Lastly, I thank my family for everything they sacrificed for me to serve our community. I stated during my swearing-in speech, I hope when my council term is over, East Brunswick is a little better than when I took office. I strongly believe it is. Thank you, everyone. It was a great ride. I am honored to have you all in my life. May this holiday season warm your soul, bring love to your heart, and bless you with everything this life and township has to offer. Happy New Year, and good luck next year to the council sitting here, and Dana Winston, who will be also taking a seat on the council. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you. And I
Very well
mean
stated.
all of it.
Very well stated. Anyone else have anything for the good of the cause? Seeing nothing, can we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
There you go. Can we get a second?
Second.
Second. Meeting is closed. Thank you.